Okay, sports porchers, 10-9-8-76ers fans. I am coming to you in complete despair. I just witnessed as you all have one of the worst losses in Philadelphia 76ers playoff history. A game that was in the bag with a 5-point lead, actually a chance to hit a free throw and have a 6-point lead with like, I don't know, 25 seconds left. Game over. Just let's make a few free throws and head back to Philly 1-1. And of course, your Philadelphia 76ers found a way to blow it. So what happens? First thing that happens, Lowry misses the second free throw, so we're up 5 instead of 6. Knicks come down the floor, miss a shot, but of course they get an offensive rebound. Brunson, who was 0 for 5, I believe, on the game from three-point land, throws up kind of a desperation three, hits the front of the rim, bounces straight up into the air, and then comes right down into into the basket. So shades of the Kawhi Leonard, 4 bounces. This was only one bounce, but the point is it was a bad shot and it went in. And then what happens is you got to inbound the ball to Maxey with 15 seconds left. Maxey gets the inbound. He's fouled. He goes to the ground. They don't call a foul. Nick Nurse tries to call a timeout. Referees don't see it. They don't give him a timeout. They let play continue. The Knicks steal the ball. Somebody else misses a shot. They get an offensive rebound. They kick it out, desperate to DiVincenzo, Dante DiVincenzo. He hits a three-pointer, and all of a sudden the Knicks are up by 1 with 13 seconds left. Maxey comes down. Had a great game, 35 points, gets blocked on his layup attempt, make a couple free throws, and then Embiid throwing up a desperation three, back of the rim. I just don't know how you come back from this loss. The reality is that this team is just hard to watch. This was one of the worst losses of all time. Probably, I still think the Ben Simmons refusal to take a layup underneath the basket against the Hawks was probably number one worst. I'm going to say number two worst was last year against the Celtics, where in Game 7, the Celtics went on like a, I don't know, 25-point run, 25-0 run in like the third quarter, something like that. That was pretty awful. But man, this was just ridiculous. I mean, so many things, man. So many things. I mean, first of all, Lowry, hit that free throw. You're up 6. The worst they can do is tie, you know. Um, Nick Nurse, you don't need to challenge every single call. Um, you know, Giving the Knicks time to sort of come up with a plan. Um, you know, they've done much better getting offensive rebounds throughout the whole game. And limiting second chance points. The bench did better. Um, you know, but the reality is, um, they coughed it up at the end. And instead of going back to Philly 1-1, you're sitting here and you're down 2-0. And I mean, just can't lose games like that. This is not a great team that they're playing, right? I mean, the other team is playing like at their maximum level, and the Sixers, I feel, are not playing that great, and they're in there right at the end, and they're not closing games. So, look, I mean, there are, Embiid is not completely healthy. You can see he doesn't have the lift to be able to block shots going to the basket, which he can normally do. Can't do that. It's hard for him to fight for rebounds when he doesn't have much jump. Maxey's doing all he can. Um, They had this one and they let it slip away. And, that just leads me to be, I mean, basically like 100% focused on the Eagles on the draft on Thursday because I'm telling you, like, these games are so brutal to watch. Look, I love the Sixers. I love Sixers basketball. I want them to win. I want them to do well. But it's just painful to watch these games. I mean, and it's pretty clear to me. I mean, I'm already thinking about what needs to happen for next year. I mean, they need one more star. You just can't have a max player like Tobias Harris be such a non-factor in the game, right? He was a little better tonight, but he's such a non-factor, right? You can't even have him in the game at the end of games. You need a third star out there. Somebody to take a little pressure off of Embiid and Maxey. I mean, it was, I don't know, Maxey had 35, Embiid had 34. You know, a little more from the bench, maybe like I think they had like 10 points instead of 7, but not much more. Um, so really disappointing. Um, you're just listening to me just, basically go on a rant. Um, this team just tests you. How much longer can you hang in with this team with all the suffering that we've ensued? It's really hard. Um, and I'm sure a couple days will go by and it'll be Thursday and I'll be focused on the draft and I will probably be, flipping channels and maybe the Sixers come out and take it to the Knicks and win a game, and then I'll be back into it again. But my goodness, I mean, you just when you're the road team, you got a chance to win on the road. I mean, this one was locked up in the bag. I mean, like I honestly, I had like zero thought that we were going to lose this game when we were up by 5 with like 25 seconds left. Like zero thoughts of losing this game. Um, it's a shame because they really battled back. They were down for a little bit. They battled back. Maxi went off in the fourth quarter. But again, um, I hear you, Philadelphia. I feel your pain. Um, it's really, really tough to just watch this team just self-inflict their wounds. It's rough, man. Um, it was hard even to come on and do this tonight. I just almost, part of me just said, you know what? Forget it. I don't even want to do it. But then I thought about you. I thought about the fans. I thought about those who listen to the advice and the future and the prophecies of the Grand Schwalbini. And I said to myself, I need to be there for you. You're looking for somebody to ease the pain. And maybe by my showing my pain, I have helped you to feel less pain, or at least to be in harmony with someone else feeling the deep pain that you're feeling. And so it goes. Another night in Philadelphia sports history, another night to forget. But of course, we won't forget. We won't forget. We'll remember this one for a long time. The only thing that can make that go away are wins. So, with that, I say on Thursday night, put it to the side. Let's go Sixers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers.